Alright, today we're going to show you that we're going to fit a smart toilet in here. Now we have taken off the standard toilet, and in this case we've had to, we're also taking out the existing cistern because it's not a smart cistern, and then we're going to fit a smart cistern in place of the one that was already in there. You can fit our smart toilets without the cistern, without the smart cistern, but using the existing cistern, but you do lose two of the functions. You also need to put a separate water supply, but you do lose two of the functions, but the majority of functions are there. Now, because we had panelling in the other side and we wanted to change it over without destroying the panelling, we've decided that the easiest way of taking the standard cistern out is to go into the room next door. So what we've done in the room next door, as you can see, is we've cut the plasterboard out to expose the cistern, and we've taken the cistern out from this side. Now this is the smart cistern to go with our toilets. Now it's pretty similar to a normal cistern. The main differences is this this down here, which you don't have on a normal cistern, and basically this is an air pipe and a water pipe. The water pipe is to feed the cleaning action on the smart toilet, and the blue air pipe is to activate two of the functions that by using air. Now, if you go with if you go with an existing cistern, then basically you would lose the air function because there's not a way of activating it. But by putting an extra water supply in and connecting this white pipe, you can have the cleaning functions and those functions, the main functions. But you will need an extra water supply, usually quite easy because you've got a water supply to feed the cistern, so you feed off that. You will also need a power supply. In this case here we haven't got one in the wall there, so what we will do is we will take a power supply off this socket here, and we will follow the cable, feed the cable into this area, and there will be a socket within the wall, and basically on part of the toilet it's just a plug-in to a socket, and that's all you need. Inside the cistern, exactly the same as a normal cistern. You've got that's the inlet valve on and off. All the parts inside this cistern can be replaced via the flush plates, so if ever in the future you need to replace something, it can be done without taking the wall out. Right, just going to show it out of the wall, but to fix the cistern position, we've got the feet down here where you can screw into the floor. These feet can be slid up and down, so and locked off by these nuts here. And so if you wanted the toilet to be higher or lower, that can be done there. Now, if you were going against a cement wall, you would use these brackets. Now these brackets you would screw on the back wall, and then this would screw in, and you just screw it in, and that would adjust it to get to the right levels. So really, with a concrete wall, you would screw it to the floor and you would screw it to the wall. Now, in our circumstance, we're doing it slightly differently because we've got a plasterboard wall, or wall both sides. So what we're going to do is we're going to screw it to the floor, and then we are going to screw it through the frame into the battens here. Yeah, just before I put it into the wall, this is the water inlet feed. So you just connect the water to that, make sure it's turned off at the tap here, but connect to that and then you're ready to stick it into the wall. Right, we're just putting it in the wall the wrong way round just so that you can see a bit more information of how it fits. So what we're doing, make sure this pipe here, which is going to be connecting into the toilet, comes through the middle. Basically we are going to have the waste pipes in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a waste pipe in there to connect into the back of the toilet here, and then that connects to the waste. We're going to secure it into the wall by going through the side of the frame this time. So basically we would screw it through these holes, screw it to the floor here, hole there, and you can screw it again into a hole up here as well, just to make sure it's all fixed well. If there's a gap here, it's usually best to put some packers in here just to make sure you're not putting stress on the frame. Right, now we've got the cistern in. This is back, as you know, we're putting this in back to front. Because we don't want to destroy the panelling. We've got the toilet out. We've taken the mechanism off for the moment. Little hint: the polystyrene that comes with the toilet is designed to be roughly the right height to basically slide the toilet straight on, which is ideal if you're doing doing it on your own. To show you, we've got the screws that we're going to bolt the toilet on with here. Now you've got to make sure that they don't stick out too far, otherwise they get in the way of the smart mechanism. You've got to make sure that these two pipes are coming through, so you've got to allocate some space through the wall. And also, I'll just show you here, this is the cable, electrical cable for the smart part of the toilet. You've got to make sure that you can get that through into the wall, so we've left some space there. Now we fitted, which is part of the kit, we fitted this cushion on the wall. Now that's the cushion to be sandwiched between the wall and the toilet. It's very important, especially if you've got a tiled wall, to take there's no point pressures when you tighten it on. Now also, before we connect, you need to lubricate the pipe here, and you also need to lubricate this. This is an important one to lubricate, because if you're not careful you'll push the rubber out and then it'll leak, and you might not know until you put it on. Also, just because you have to cut this pipe here, make sure that there's a chamfer on this pipe, because that allows you to fit into there without pushing it out. Alright, so we're ready to bolt on the toilet. We've packed it up off the polystyrene base there to get it into the position we want. We know that it's onto the pipes and they've gone on nicely. So the checklist we need to make sure is that we've got the two pipes through, we've got the power supply to the smart seat, and we've got that through and connected into the fuse spur or the socket, however you're doing it. Making sure that that's done, we're now going to connect the nuts and bolts. We're checking that also the bolts have got the bush on to make sure there's no ceramic to metal connection, and then we put on these washers. Again, they've got a part on it there. We want that to be on the top, so that we're, for the same reason as before, that we don't get any metal to ceramic connection. And we're on, and then the big washer that goes on. And once we've done that, we just bolt them up and get to make sure it's in the right position and we're happy with it, and that's the toilet in position. Now we've just got to show the connections for the smart seat. So we've got a couple of connections here. We've got the blue air connection, which is a push into the tube there. It's a press fit. You just push it in. We've got this water connection here, which is you push this ring down to take out and push it down to push in. Just got to make sure you locate that and make sure that after you've done it, that it's nice and secure. We've got this white connection, which is basically already connected in the wall, and then we've got this other electrical connection, which is a screw together connection. It's a D shape, so you've got to make sure with pins. So you've got to make sure you line up the D, just to make sure that you don't damage those pins. The next stage is just showing you. We put the smart seat on. I mean, it basically you put it into the hole, which is pretty straightforward, and then you secure it with these two screws. There are some plugs to cover those screws. The next job we're going to do is we're going to fit the flush plate. So the first job we'll do is you basically cut it flush to the wall. We cut the box flush that was sticking out, the cover, and now we're going to fit the flush plate. Now we've got these air activated, so these just fit through the hole, and as you can see they just click into place. The next thing you need to do is the air pipes go onto that, so you've got to push that in, and again it's self-locking, it's a easy fit connection, and that one there goes. Okay, but now we're going to all you have to do is push it into the gap, making sure that you're not pinching any of the tubes, and this just goes through. It's just a turn. Just go there. Alright, so we've got the flush plate frame in position. It's all tightened up. We're now going to put this flush plate on. Quite easy to do. You've got some lugs under there which hooks underneath. So you do the bottom first, and then you push up on the spring. The bottoms have got springs on them. Push it up and then drop it down on the top, and then all done. So you've got a full flush and a half flush done.